Every single year, the world consumes over 100 billion servings of this food. That is enough to wrap around the Earth multiple times. It's in college dorms in America, street stalls in India, and even on the International Space Station. We know them as a quick, cheap meal, but the story of instant noodles isn't just about convenience. It is a story about a war-torn country, a man who refused to give up, in a simple shed where a magic invention changed the way humans eat forever. How did a simple block of dried dough conquer the globe? Today, we explore how instant noodles became one of the most consumed foods in the world, right here on Simple Things Surprising Histories. To understand the noodle, we have to go back to Japan in the late 1940s. The Second World War had just ended, and the country was facing a massive food shortage. A businessman named Momofuku Ando was walking through the ruins of Osaka when he saw a long line of shivering people. They weren't waiting for medicine or money. They were waiting for a single bowl of fresh ramen noodle soup. Ando realized something profound that day. He said, "Peace will come to the world when people have enough to eat." He wanted to create a noodle that could be stored for months, cooked in minutes, and was affordable for everyone. But he wasn't a chef. He was just a guy with a shed in his backyard. For an entire year, he worked alone, sleeping only 4 hours a night. Nothing worked. The noodles were either too mushy or too brittle. Then one evening in 1958, he watched his wife cooking tempura. He noticed that when the batter hit the hot oil, the water evaporated instantly, leaving the batter crispy but full of tiny holes. That was the eureka moment. Ando realized that by flash frying the noodles, he could push the water out and leave tiny pores inside. When you add hot water later, the water rushes back into those pores and the noodles return to their original state. On August 25, 1958, chicken ramen was born. It was nicknamed Magic Ramen, and it was an instant hit. By the 1960s, instant noodles were a staple in Japan, but Ando had bigger dreams. He wanted to feed the world. In 1966, he took a trip to the United States to pitch his magic ramen to American supermarkets. But he ran into a cultural wall. Americans didn't have ramen bowls. They didn't use chopsticks. Ando watched in fascination as American buyers took his blocks of noodles, broke them into pieces, put them into paper coffee cups, and ate them with forks. He didn't get offended. He got inspired. He realized that if he wanted to go global, he had to change the container. He needed a vessel that was packaging, cooking pot, and bowl, all in one. 5 years later, in 1971, Cup Noodles was launched. It was a technological marvel. The cup kept the noodles safe, and the design allowed them to float in the middle of the cup so they wouldn't break during shipping. This was the key that unlocked the planet. Now, you didn't even need a bowl. You just needed hot water. As the decades passed, instant noodles became more than just a snack. They became a lifeline. Because they are lightweight, high in calories, and require only water, they became the ultimate disaster relief food. From earthquakes in Japan to floods in Southeast Asia, instant noodles are often the first hot meal survivors eat after a crisis. Ando's invention even left the atmosphere. In 2005, at the age of 95, Momofuku Ando achieved his final dream, Space Ram. He developed a version of instant noodles for the Space Shuttle Discovery. The broth was thicker so it wouldn't float away in zero gravity, and the noodles could cook in lower temperature water. From a wooden shed in Osaka to the vacuum of space, the journey was complete. Today, the world has made the noodle its own. In India, they are spiced with masala. In Mexico, they are eaten with lime and salsa. In Thailand, they taste like tom yum soup. It is one of the few foods that transcends borders. It's a comfort food that speaks every language. Momofuku Ando ate chicken ramen almost every day until he passed away at the age of 96, proving that his magic ramen was indeed a food for a lifetime. So the next time you peel back that lid and wait 3 minutes, remember, you aren't just making lunch, you're partaking in a history of innovation that started in a humble backyard shed. If you enjoyed this slice of history, hit that like button and subscribe to Simple Things Surprising Histories for more stories behind the everyday world. Thanks for watching.